Hello, wonderful collective. Thank you so much for joining me today on Unmasked Universe for your daily inspiration and affirmations. So happy you can join me, and I'm really looking forward to getting into the energy for Monday. I know that the weekend might have been a little bit tough for a few of you, so hopefully today our energy is changing and we're getting out of that funk. And we can make some progress forward. Let's check it out. We'll start off with our energy cards, okay? All right, so I have pre-shuffled all the cards. I have called upon all of my guides and tapped into the collective already, so we are ready to go. All right, spirits. So, oh, whole chunk just fell out. These are the giant cards with my tiny hands, so I do my best. What does the collective, or what is the collective energy for Monday, January 20th? Is the collective energy for Monday, January 20th, please? Thank you. Oh, we got two cards right away. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so the first card that we got was the second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Okay, so that's your sacral chakra. It's orange and it's just below your navel. And the second card that we got was the fourth chakra, Archangel Raphael. So that's the heart chakra. Okay, that is foretelling. Hmm. All right, so let's get into our affirmations. If anything, I hope you got some rest yesterday. I know it's been a hectic while since January 1st. Things have changed a lot for the collective. So, Spirit, what does the collective need to hear most for their affirmations? What affirmations resonate most, pardon me, with the collective for Monday, January 20th? Please and thank you. What affirmations resonate most for the energy? Thank you. Of the collective for January 20th, Monday. All right, I got them. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so the affirmation is I am powerful, confident, and strong. I can let go of any addiction and face any fears of not being enough simply by showing up. So let me just slow that down so that you can repeat it. I am powerful and for I am powerful, confident, and strong. I can let go of any addiction and face any fears of not being enough by simply showing up. And that means showing up for yourself, right? You're not doing it for anybody else, you're doing it for yourself. And when we talk about addictions, that can be many things. It's not just to substances. There are addictions to, well, I cannot say the word because my children are here, but between two partners. There are addictions to applications on the computer. There's addictions to gaming. There's addictions to gambling. There are addictions to even our emotions and the chemicals that they release. There are so many different forms of addictions. So, addictions to shopping, right? Addictions to hoarding, hoarders. There's a lot of different addictions. So I'm not, I'm not surprised given what I'm seeing here with these two cards, the first energy cards, that some of you may be experiencing some powerful shifts being asked to come forward and be let go of. So, our next affirmation is not every day can be a great day, but that's okay. So long as I hold space for those parts of me too. So I'll slow it down. Not every day can be a great day. That's okay. So long as I hold space for those parts of me too. Okay, so the next one is I deserve to be healthy. I deserve perfect health. So I deserve to be healthy. I deserve perfect health. Another one that just came through is eating. So overeating, under eating, not eating nutritious food, or eating a lot of food that has a lot of chemicals in it. You can be addicted to that. Eating sugar, you can be addicted to that. Eating carbs, you can be addicted to that. That came through too, so I thought I would share that because that's for somebody in the collective here. Pardon me. All right, and the last affirmation that we got is I am saying yes to life and to what lights me up with joy. I am saying yes to life and to what lights me up with joy. Okay, so we're getting a picture painted here. What's going on here in the collective? And for those of you who are letting go today, I'm proud of you. It takes a lot of courage to let go of those things that aren't serving you, right? Well, that takes a lot, but you know what? After a few days of not doing it, you're over the biggest hurdle of it. And then it's about reprogramming, right? Changing your mind on how things can operate. They don't have to operate the same way all the time. All right, so what are the affirmations for money and abundance manifestation, as well as wealth, that the collective could use most today on Monday, January 20th, Spirit? Susan, thank you. All right, got two here. And one or two more, please, Spirit. Didn't realize we're out of focus. I'm out of touch. You're out of luck. And I'm out of my head when you're not around. I don't know who that was for, but that came through for some reason. That song may resonate with one of you. There may be some lyrics in there that you want to look up. That was pretty random. All right, and one more card, please, Spirit, for the collective. Sometimes, well, I shouldn't say sometimes, quite often, music comes through. I haven't sang anything on here, but hopefully it registered it. My camera tends to mute itself when it gets too loud. Oh, there we whoa, that was way too many. So I'll take the one that's flipped over in my hands. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Ah, okay. So we got this card yesterday, and that makes perfect sense with what I'm seeing here already. So the first affirmation is I release the need to consume what doesn't align with my goals. Okay. And then the second one is, I am all I need to feel safe and secure in the world. Mm, okay, well, there we go. And then the third one is, I deserve to be financially independent. And the last one is, yeah, this ties it all together. It is safe for me to succeed in all of my goals. Agreed. So, from what I'm already receiving here is, after yesterday's video, some of you have made this decision to cut away the things that aren't healthy for you, that are doing you a disservice, that are actually harming you, right? And that could be, we're seeing addictions here, but that's not just addictions from what I can feel. There are things that you've been also saying no to in life that aren't serving you as well, right? Because sometimes we say no to opportunities because of our feelings, because of pain and hurt and feeling uncomfortable or insecure in situations. But for a lot of you, I'm seeing that this is definitely health related. Um, and for some of you, also financially related. So I've got to say, I am pretty darn impressed with each and every one of you who are saying no to some of those things that really don't need to be in your life anymore, that are doing you such a disservice by holding on to them. That could be programming, that could be negative beliefs, could be outdated beliefs, or limiting beliefs. It could be addictions. It could be um, just about anything. But I'm seeing a thread about your health, and your health doesn't just mean the body itself. It means your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health. Um, Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. Somebody almost drove up onto the curb. Your mental health, your emotional health and well-being, and everything that's in your environment, or all of the ways in which you're self-sabotaging yourself, um, do create a life of dis-ease, right? It's uncomfortable to live in such constraints. And this is the whole point of this channel, is to learn how to liberate yourself. I'm just the teacher, but you've got to do the work, right? So I can teach you along the way how to do it. I can give you the information and give you the tools, but ultimately it's you who has to actually break that chain off. And one at a time, you know, one at a time, we learn to liberate ourselves from the constructs of the reality that we were raised in. And that could be family constructs, societal constructs, religious constructs. It could be all kinds of different constructs. But regardless, it all starts here. And it starts with loving yourself. So the fact that I'm seeing this second chakra and the heart chakra together tells me that um, a lot of you are facing this reality and understanding what it actually means to love yourself. You're coming back to yourself. And I couldn't be more proud to see as a collective that everybody is working on this together in one way or another. That you're all taking steps to do that. Like, it's very moving. And I'm happy to be a part of this collective with you. And yeah. I just can't even say enough about that. So the fact that we got three cards that don't really necessarily have to do with money in here, they have to do with your personal success. And that is how you attract, you make yourself in resonance to everything else, right? Is that you need to go within and start purging all of the things that are hurting you. And a good thing to ask yourself today and every day, you can even write it on a piece of paper and tack it up around your house so it's a good reminder. Is this kind or loving to me? And if the answer is, I'm not sure, or you pause for too long thinking about it, is it debating back and forth, or it's no, then it's all a no. Because immediately you should get a yes if it's healthy, kind, or loving to you. Is this kind, healthy, or loving to me? And often we don't view a lot of our sabotaging behaviors as self harm, but that's exactly what it is. And so this can come in multiple different ways. It could even come in the way that you behave in a relationship with a friend or coworker or a partner or with your children, right? It does not just mean substances or addictions. It could be the way that, pardon me, it could be the way that you show up in the world and in relation to other people too. And if it is creating a dynamic between you and another person that is toxic just by showing up that way, then that too is a form of self harm. And ultimately, the whole goal is to see where it is that we're actually causing, wow, pardon me, causing ourselves to self sabotage or causing ourselves inner pain, inner conflict, whether that be our inner child creating a sense of being vulnerable, not feeling safe and secure or worthy, or whether it is mental self sabotage as well, talking yourself out of things, fear of success, fear of failure, fear of being seen, fear of being heard and speaking up for yourself, fear of standing up for yourself, fear of advocating for the right thing, fear of standing in integrity with your values, you know, fear of speaking about your form of spirituality, fear of speaking freely, because often many of us have been oppressed for so long that once we get to that stage, it can be really difficult to even voice our true, authentic selves, our feelings, our thoughts. And you will get people who will project stuff onto you as soon as you go against the script or the narrative or the box that they put you in. And that can cause even more strain, more fear, and you may want to hold back. But I think from what I'm seeing here is that um, for any of these things that you're looking to release, let go of, um, you know, you're doing this for you ultimately, and the opinions of other people shouldn't matter. If you're doing things that are healthy and aligned for you, then nobody else's opinion on it matters. If they have a problem with it, then they're not suitable to have in your environment. They're not loving or kind. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your well being. And that's a hard pill to swallow, too. Once you start getting on this path, you'll see who's purposely trying to trigger you back into addictions. You'll see who's trying to sabotage you. You'll see who speaks unkind words to you or speaks behind your back and makes fun of you for getting on a healthier path and for loving yourself. Every time that a family member or a partner or somebody else shows up in your life and wants to sabotage you, oh my goodness, I'm going to have some water. They will try to provoke you with the temptation of it. And this is that what I like to refer to as devil energy, right? Everybody has entity attachments until they get on the path and they start curing those things by saying no to the things that they don't want to participate in anymore. And that could be toxic behaviors, that could be addictions, that can be ways of harming yourself and self-sabotage and thinking and programming. And it can come in so many different formats, but you will notice that the people who aren't for you in your environment will try and tempt you because they still have those parts of them attached to them. They haven't confronted their shadows. And that's what you're doing right now. And I want to tell you that the short term pain that you may be feeling as you withdraw from whatever it is that you're going through, and again, even feelings have addictive behavior. They have chemicals that are released into the body, even thought patterns and cycles. Whatever it is that you're withdrawing from and saying no to, that's going to be short compared to the long term empowerment that you're going to feel and the confidence that you're going to feel. And because your sacral, your second chakra, is the epicenter of your life force, that's why it's coming up with the heart chakra. That is the epicenter of your life force. And so when you let go of especially substances and foods and things that you're doing to the body itself, and you're healing with this heart chakra here, you're showing yourself so much love and compassion by doing that, that your creative life force actually, and your life force energy actually increases with each addiction that you let go of. You become so strong and empowered, and your energy will actually increase substantially. And I can attest for this, to this, even with all of the health issues that my physical body is experiencing. I went up and up every time I let go of a substance that was hurting me. And then every time I subsequently let go of a negative thought pattern or belief system or anything, I would start to elevate because your vibration itself is emitted from this second chakra. And so when you connect this energy to the heart, and you process whatever it is that comes up over the next little while, especially the first 3 to 7 days when you stop something, whatever it is, I want you to focus on it instead of running away from it. Don't replace it with something negative. Replace it with you looking at yourself and sitting with yourself for a few minutes to experience whatever is coming up. Because you've been suppressing it for so long, it needs to come up, and it will be short-lived. And you may get triggered here and there further down the line, but so long as you acknowledge it, you accept it, you don't shun yourself, you don't push it down, you don't suppress it, you just acknowledge, okay, I feel this way. It makes me want to do that thing, but I'm not going to because I'm choosing to love myself today. I'm choosing to accept my shadow as well as my light. And I love myself fully and completely. And it will pass. And every time you do that, you build up resilience. So it becomes so much easier to say no every other subsequent time that issue arises that makes you want to do or fall back into that pattern. And then in time, after a while, you can be around triggering people and substances because you've nurtured your inner self from the inside out. That won't trigger you anymore. It might take a long time depending on how addicted you were to whatever it is or how deeply ingrained that was. You may have a lot of triggers that come up. So you may not want to be in those situations or with people that trigger you. But know that in time it's going to get better. And depending on what kind of thing it is too, because some things are more physically triggering. So if it is an addiction to substances, there are some substances out there that are really hard to kick, really hard. Now the stuff that's out there, yeah, for those of you who do get off of it, that's commendable because that's a harder one. And I know because our community is filled with people on the streets demonstrating all of these things that they're on, and the things out there have changed. And they're really almost, I'm not going to say impossible, but I've seen so many people fall back into the same habit because of the type of thing that they're doing. So some of them are harder to kick, but it's not impossible. You just need to be with yourself and experience whatever it is that's coming up, no matter how hard it is. Love your shadow. As much as you love the rest of you, love the parts of you that you've been suppressing with whatever addiction or behavior you've been running away with, right? You've been running away by using that. So I'm pretty proud of all of you. I am. No matter what scale you're taking this upon yourself to do, um, even just eliminating one negative thing from your life, one detrimental thing from your life at a time. That's how I did it. I did one at a time. Other than some of the emotional stuff, I did that in big chunks. But my situation meant that I had to get my mental stability and emotional stability on board very quickly so that I could think properly and be safer. So your situation may be the same and may be different. I can't say for certain, but still, I'm really proud of you all. So let's move on to our self care activity for the day. What is going to be the most soul soothing activity that the collective can do today? What will be the most soul soothing activity that the collective can do today? For Monday, January 20th. Give us something from spirit. Hmm. Oh man, this card comes out a lot. But I did get 4 cards. Oh wow. I'm getting a lot of repeats lately. Interesting. Hmm. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna go with all 4 of them. They want to come out. So we have movie again. Okay, now come on. There we go. So we have movie, we have makeup, and we have catch up, and we have dance. So, uh, yeah, you can read this a few ways. If I was to read all of these cards together, it there may be for somebody out there or a few of you, take it as it resonates for you. There may be one or two of you that have been longing to reconnect with somebody in your life, and that you feel would be a celebration, right? Because if I was to read all these cards together, movie, makeup, catch up, dance, it's kind of like, hey, I've been thinking about you. How are you doing? You want to like catch a movie or something? You're making up and then you catch up, and there is a reason to celebrate and dance, right? Because you made up with somebody that you really care about and that cares about you. For others of you, this could be somebody else coming in who it's somebody definitely from your past. That's what I'm getting. There could be somebody from your past that you might have been thinking about recently, but you haven't thought about them for a while. There's a reason that they are coming to your mind. It's because they are thinking about reaching out to you. This is somebody that this is somebody that I think you wanted, like you felt some sort of connection with them and you wanted them to reach out, or you wanted to make a lasting connection, but for some reason, something fell through. It wasn't the right timing. It somebody wasn't in alignment for it, or possibly somebody even got scared, or they got up in their feelings, or. But from what I'm getting, something did happen here for the few of you that this is resonating with. Something happened, and they just kind of vanished or disappeared, or and they may be reaching out to you to see if you wanted to get together. That could be for a movie. It could be just to catch up, maybe over coffee or something like that. And this leaves you feeling elated. It makes you feel like dancing. It makes you happy, right? So, yeah, yeah, and then for others of you, there may have been some sort of breakup between friends, between a family member and yourself. There may have been a misunderstanding. Um, there may have been something that occurred between you and another person, regardless of who it is, that kind of got left unsettled. It was just ended and nothing was ever really discussed. And you may be getting some sort of apology. You may be getting a phone call or a text or something like that. Um, and regardless, I'm not telling you to go back to anybody or anything, no matter what situation it was, if it was unhealthy, but you may be hearing from them and getting an apology, even if it's not the greatest apology. So for others of you, you can take this separately and just use it as your activity. So because we got four, clearly, for some of you, you still need to unplug. Maybe you worked over the weekend and you couldn't really unplug in the way that you needed to unplug. So maybe you need to get out of your mind and back into just a state of being. For others of you, might be nice to go and get your makeup done if you're a female, or if you're a male who likes to wear makeup. Might be nice to actually go and get yourself pampered and have it done professionally. Maybe also do your hair. It's up to you. And then just go out, grab some tea, grab some coffee, go for lunch with somebody, right? Catch up. There may be somebody that you have been thinking about for a long time. Maybe it's a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle or cousin or friend. Could be somebody from your past a long time ago that you've been wanting to reach out to, but you've been too busy or making excuses as to why we're too busy, because that's all it really is, right? Um, and if they're coming to mind right now, whomever that is that's coming to mind, that's the person. If you feel inside that you want to connect with that person and just see how they're doing, there's a reason, because they probably need to hear from you. Okay. When people come to our minds and we're thinking about them, we're either, well, it goes two ways. We're generally manifesting them into our lives, or vice versa. If they're coming to your mind all of a sudden really randomly, it's because they're thinking about you. They're trying to manifest you to call them. And you shouldn't be super stubborn unless it's a bad breakup or a relationship or somebody you don't want to talk to because they're not healthy for you. Clearly, don't do that. But for those people that you do care about, if they are coming to your mind at any point and you've been thinking about them quite a bit, then chances are they need to hear from you, or there's something there that needs to be reconnected or healed, or, and sometimes even just having a conversation, even if it's all pleasant, is healing, because those of you who are on this path, you have a healing energy as it is. And so when you reach out to the people who you love and who love you, You're providing some sort of light and frequency to them that they otherwise can't maintain themselves. And so you can be very healing to others. And you can also, um, some of you, trigger spiritual awakenings within others or emotional awakenings, right? And then for others of you, you might just need to move your body, especially for those of you who are letting go of any addiction that has to do with the physical vessel. Okay. I know day one can be hard, but if you've been sitting around or laying or doing a lot of writing, purging, purging the feelings that are coming up around that, sitting with yourself, you might just need to move your body. It doesn't have to be dance. When I see this card, I see it more as getting your body moving, getting that stagnant energy moving, and shifting the energy within you. So it could be in the form of dance. If you live in Winterland, where I live, it could just be as easily as going out and shoveling the snow. But getting your body moving, getting that energy flowing, especially if you're letting go of things and you're processing emotions and feeling them, right? It's important to balance the two and not just sit in your bed for too long and because day one of letting go of any kind of thing that hurts the body can be a lot. Adopting new things into your life, such as, well, for me, I know that when I was quitting substances on the body, I was doing a lot more exercise. That really helped me to bring in more life force and positive energy and gave me some way of expelling all of those emotions that have been suppressed for so long and letting them go. Now, don't get me wrong, for the first few days, I was in bed. I was just crying and crying and crying, crying. I won't lie, I'm not embarrassed. I know my shadow very well. I'm quite acquainted with it and I love it. So, for me, I did a lot of that. And then it was like, okay, well, now what's next? What can I do to replace this empty void that I'm feeling? Because once you empty yourself out, you're just sitting in the void, and that's not a bad thing. But you do need to get moving and get active and choose what to replace that with, right? And for others of you, though, I'm going to say that some of you sit all day. Some of you sit at desks. Some of you sit behind a computer and you sit and you sit and you sit. And when you come home, you're tired because your body never gets moving. And you're tired and you just want to sit some more and maybe watch some TV or movies. So for some of you, you need to actually push yourself to adopt more movement in your life, whether that's on your lunch break so that you can get your body strong again. Just go for a walk around a few blocks from wherever you're working, or incorporate something into your life that actually gives you that exercise. But for some of you, I'm seeing like the desk and I'm seeing the computer, and you're just sitting there all day and then coming home and sitting, and it's just time to move your body and get it strong again. And one of the things I'm going to mention here about letting go of things, especially anything that's been affecting the physical vessel, is that in order to fully actualize these things, including food addictions, you do need to get the physical vessel in a stronger condition so that when you are faced with challenges, it's much easier. You'll have more strength, internal strength, as well as physical strength to choose something better for you, especially around food addictions. If you don't have the energy to cook well for yourself, then you're going to choose the alternative, which might be fast food or unhealthy foods, processed foods, ready made foods, right? So you have to also work on the physical vessel in increments in whatever is comfortable for you. Get it moving, get it stronger. In the beginning for me, I was lifting like just my arms. It was just my arms, and that was enough. But you build up slowly over time and you get your physical vessel in better and better and better shape. And it does take time. It's not going to happen tomorrow. So we have to be patient with ourselves, with everything in this process. We have to be patient with ourselves and love ourselves regardless, and still speak kindly to ourselves instead of allowing our inner critic to win out and make us feel terrible, which, will lead us back into the old ways of being and the old patterns and the old addictions. So make sure you're being very kind and self-loving to yourself as you go along this journey, okay? Okay, I'm going to get, where are we at for time? 40 minutes. Oh my goodness. All right. We'll get a message from the Cosmic Oracle deck. Okay, Spirit, what is it that you want the collective to know? Did one actually flip? Yep. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Very fitting. Never forget how resilient you are. You always bounce back. Okay? So if you're finding this time of letting go to be particularly challenging, difficult, or triggering, Spirit is here to remind you that you've got this. You're actually more resilient and stronger than you even know. And you'll find out once you drop these things, these burdens, once you drop all these limiting burdens and you let the chain loose off from around your neck, whatever is tying you to your past life, to your lack of vitality, to your unhealthy body, your unhealthy mindset, your unhealthy patterns of behavior, your unhealthy finances, whatever it is, Spirit's here to say, hey, the soul is complete. The soul is perfect. What you are experiencing is just on a physical level in your physical body. Your body is experiencing it. Your 3D human is experiencing that, but your soul has always been complete. And if you tap into that energy of the soul and you recognize that your energy is stronger than any addiction, right? There is nothing stronger than you. There's no energy that is stronger than you. And when you harness this idea that there's nothing actually stronger than you, you're in control. You can't go around and tell me like you're going around telling everybody, hey, my addiction has full power over me and I allow it to control me every single day. And I'm proud of it. Nobody goes around saying that. No, instead, we put our heads in the sand and we pretend like everything is okay when it's not. And getting free from all of these things allows us to see the truth that we've always been stronger than whatever we're giving our power away to. And this letting go strengthens you so that you see how strong you are, how resilient you are. You stepping up to the plate for you is what teaches you the resilience. These are things that we never learned from our family members. That's why you see all these generational curses. You see all the generational abuse. You see all the generational self-abuse, self-harm. We weren't taught these things. We're learning it through ourselves by teaching ourselves how to be in the world in a healthy way. We are teaching our inner children. We're parenting ourselves, reparenting. And you will bounce back from this stronger every time. Every time you experience darkness in your life, you will come back even stronger than before. So don't forget that. You were always strong. You just didn't see it. You just didn't know it. You were never told it. In fact, you were probably made to believe that you were weak, but you never were. And that's why other people were intimidated by your strength, by your light, because they saw it. That's why they tried to dim it. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Never allow yourself to be taken for granted. It is better to remove yourself from the situation than to be treated less than you deserve. You are precious. You are worthy. And that ties into a lot of what we're talking about. I mean, you might be saying no to toxic relationships all around. You might be saying no to toxic people, toxic behaviors, toxic environments, toxic work conditions. You might be saying no to being disrespected. You might be saying no to being the scapegoat. You might be saying no to all of your own toxicity and patterns of behavior and addictions. Whatever it is you're saying no to, don't take yourself for granted. Because when you don't take yourself for granted and you stay strong and you keep going one step in front of the other and you accomplish this goal, whatever you're letting go of right now, when you accomplish that goal and you don't take yourself for granted anymore, everybody else will feel that in your presence. You will stand upright. You will command respect with each thing you drop and let go of. People will feel your spiritual energy. They will feel it commanding respect, and they will start to see that. And then you'll have one of two things happen. You'll have the people who are really intimidated by that, who will lose their minds and voice it. And then you just know that you must be really, really, really powerful if all it takes is just to stand there in silence, in stoicism, to trigger their inner demons, their inner darkness. You know how strong your light is then. And the other thing is that people will treat you with that utmost respect, care, and love because you show that to yourself. You no longer take yourself for granted. So you uphold boundaries and expectations, and you don't lower them to meet other people where they are. Because people will never see you for who you truly are unless they've met themselves there. They cannot meet you where you're at unless they've already done the inner work to meet themselves too. And a lot of people have not done that. They are scared of confronting their shadow. And so you have to understand that whoever is attacking you in any way, shape, or form is coming at you from a place of being wounded, yes, but also with a very limited understanding and capacity to understand the world around them. So take it with a grain of salt and maybe a smile because you know you're doing something right when everybody is closing the door on you, when everybody is attacking you instead, when everybody's turning against you, you know you're doing something really right. So stand strong, straighten up your back, broaden those shoulders because you're doing it right if that's what you're getting. Okay? And you're also doing it right if the universe is sending you in people that just smile at you or say something really nice or tell you you're gorgeous or good looking or handsome. You'll get random little hints and nudges here from the universe to kind of just keep you going along the path like you're doing a good job. I'm sending somebody in here. So appreciate those moments too. All right, I'm going to leave it here. If you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave a comment if you like. Let us know how you're doing on your path. Of course, we all are interested in lifting each other up, so love hearing from you guys. And otherwise, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a wonderful day and stay strong.